Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of July 29th. You start off this reading with this card. It says, Overcoming Challenges. It says, A triumph will bring great changes. Let yourself be open to victory. You have this Path to Knowledge card. It says, You're journeying into the realm of knowledge to assist you in your personal growth. And so, again, I feel like you've been dealing with challenges. I feel these challenges really just have to do with your time. How much time do you have during the day? How much time do you have to get stuff done? And kind of like rearranging your time. So I don't are these big major challenges? Probably not. I think it's just about, learning to delegate and, learning, what you can and can't do, stuff like that. So those are probably mostly the challenges that you've been dealing with. You have the Strength card, the Moon, and the Empress. I would also say that things coming, just being in that waiting period of waiting for things to come together with the Strength card, the Moon, and the Empress. It's like you're waiting for abundance, or you've been strong, you've been working. I feel like this is work related, by the way, with that Strength card. And I feel like the Strength card is saying that you've been kind of in a little bit of a holding pattern. Maybe that's a better word to use. And so, that's how I see the Strength card. One thing I really like about the Strength card is that everybody sees how strong you are. She has her hands in this lion's mouth, and I always say, who in the right mind would stick their hands in a lion's mouth? And the answer is nobody. So I feel for a lot of you, the Strength card is a display of strength that is showing people how strong you are. People are seeing how strong you are. So you could really be standing out at this time. You do have the Moon here, and I feel like the Moon is just talking about the unknown, just in general, and not knowing how things are going to come together in your life. The good news is also that you have the Judgment card right next to it. So I kind of feel the Judgment card, I wouldn't really say it's clarity, but I do feel that it is getting answers on your next steps, especially for those of you that feel like you're running out of time, or if you feel like you don't have enough time, or if you feel like you're kind of running around like a chicken with its head cut off or something like that, and you're trying to find answers. I do feel that Judgment card is really good in this reading. The Judgment card is a good card, but, I just feel it's a little bit extra good for you, Taurus, because I feel like it's saying you are getting answers. You have the Empress, which is your card. I think last week or the week before, I can't remember. You had the Empress, and the Empress is your energy, puts you in a position of power and strength. I also feel you're coming from a very abundant place, so you are whatever you are working on is going to continue to grow. As always, I think flexibility is going to be your best friend, and especially right now. I think this has been a message all of 2024. I feel that flexibility will continue to be a message for you moving forward. The reason I say it is because we go up to the Seven of Cups. It's like things get going, and then Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is not a bad card, but it can definitely represent a little bit of confusion, or not being sure what to pick or what to do, or kind of searching for answers. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. But I kind of feel that the Seven of Cups is saying as long as you stay flexible, then things will go really, really well. For those of you that do want love, again, not really a love reading. August, I know this is July 29th, but again, we're basically in August, and August didn't have a ton of love readings, but you do have the Emperor and the Empress here. So for those of you looking for love, this could definitely be a divine counterpart that you will be meeting in the future, or a divine, or someone that you're going to start talking to. You have the Page of Pentacles right here, so it kind of looks to me like communication. With the Strength card, you have the Six of Swords, improvements. So again, I think that there are just general improvements coming in for you, or you are in a period of improvements. We even go straight across to the Death card. The Death card kind of is an improvement. The Sun is coming up between the two pillars that are on the Moon right here, and we have the Moon. So this says that you are, leaving a Moon period, you're stepping into a Sun period, which is a period of enlightenment, finding answers, all sorts of stuff. With the Moon, you have the Emperor again. So again, if you want a divine counterpart, clearly you could start communicating with one soon with that Judgment card and the Page of Pentacles. It kind of looks like something to me where it's just communication right now, and that's fine. Again, Mercury retrograde. I always tell people, I think I don't believe in the rules of don't date a person during Mercury retrograde. I think nothing that's meant for you will pass you by. So it's not like if you meet the person you're supposed to be with, that if you date them during a retrograde, it's going to ruin it. I don't think that's true at all. And the other thing I would say is yes, things might be different after the retrograde, but they could be different in a good way. But I also say just take your time, go slow, right? With the Empress, you have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is about leaving one thing behind and moving forward. To me, the Ten of Swords is a good card. It's like, yeah, it can represent victimhood and victim mentality. It can represent rock bottom as well. But he's making a symbol with his hands, and that symbol that he's normally making, the guy on the Ten of Swords, represents a blessing. He's definitely dead as well. He has 10 swords in his back. But we go up to the Judgment card. These people are rising up out of coffins, and they are being reborn. You have the Death card right here, which is all about rebirth and reinvention and being reborn. So really, I feel the Ten of Swords is just saying that you're like, kind of like everybody else, you're cutting out the crap and you're just having a rebirth. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this card that says you're attracting your soul tribe who will support you. Spend more time with people who lift you up, not drag you down. There you go. You have this inspiration card that says spark of inspiration will ignite a brilliant new idea. It says it is essential that you are clear about what you want. Follow your heart. Every single reading. You cannot make that up, Taurus. Every single reading that I do for you, there's a message about you in particular needing to follow your heart. So clearly your heart is telling you to do something, and I feel like you need to do it with this energy. The Judgment card can represent, kind of like some sort of inspiration or having an inspiration or feeling the call to adventure or feeling some sort of calling to something else. I do feel this could involve other people. So like that, these ideas could come from any groups that you belong to or groups that you work with or your community, something like that. You have the Nine of Swords, the Judgment card, and the Fool. The Nine of Swords is, to me, everybody always worries about the Tower. I actually would love to see the Tower come up in this reading because of the Judgment card. Tower and Judgment is like the most powerful combination in the tarot, and really would represent like a major revelation or inspiration. Like you have this inspiration card, so I would love to see the Tower come out in this reading. But the Nine of Swords is like a never-ending nightmare. I think, again, that this is another card that's encouraging flexibility and facing fears. He's staying in a comfort zone. He has this blanket right here, and this blanket represents a comfort blanket. And so I think sometimes we stay in the pain because it's what we know, and we don't have to guess about what might be. And so that's basically what this is saying right here with the Seven of Cups. It's like saying that you have these big dreams, or you have bigger ideas, but maybe you are, and again, we all do this. This is not a criticism. Everybody does this, where it's like we kind of stay at a certain level in our life because we're afraid of maybe we don't say that we're afraid. Like maybe your brain isn't telling you that it's fear, right? But we are kind of like afraid of what we could accomplish, or we are kind of in a certain way afraid of success. So I feel like that Nine of Swords is saying it's time to be flexible, leave comfort zones, try new things. You have the Judgment card here. I definitely feel like this is your most important card in this reading. I feel like it's a call to adventure. This angel, this is your higher self angel, is calling you to leave behind an old life and step up into a new life. It wouldn't surprise me if you were just, excited by new ideas. Not even just this week, but, I would say the entire month of August, you might find yourself being more attracted to new ideas or, kind of thinking of new things that you could do in your life. And I would move towards those new ideas, even if it's as, it could be as small as going to a new restaurant. It doesn't have to be anything significant, right? But I think when we break up those patterns in our life, that's when we really change our life. So it's like all of us, we fall into a routine. We like basically end up doing the same thing day in, day out. And I think breaking those patterns, doing new things, really kind of creates change in other areas as well. You have the Fool, and I do feel the Fool is asking you to take a little bit of a risk here. Like, do things that you don't want to do. And again, I'm not talking about, things that you truly don't want to do. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that if there are things, sorry, I'm a child and I have to sit with my legs crossed because I am a child. But what I would say here is that I think for a lot of you that there are things where it's like you don't want to do them because of like fear, like I said, or because maybe it would push you outside of a comfort zone. So we're talking about things where if you did them, it would cause growth in your life. We're not talking about things you don't want to do because you genuinely don't want to do them. I feel like the Fool is just saying you're ready for this call to adventure, or you're ready for this path to knowledge. Again, your first card there was that path to knowledge card. With the Six of Swords, the Nine of Swords, you have the Six of Wands. So it looks to me like you are overcoming this. Even the Strength card, is kind of a card of recognition because people are recognizing her strength. The Six of Wands, the guy on the horse, is being recognized because he is coming back from battle and he is being celebrated for his victory. So I feel for a lot of you, again, you are overcoming something. You also have two sixes here, and if you've been watching me for a while, you know I love 2/6s. 2/6s is confirmation for your path. It basically says you're going in the right direction. With the Judgment card, you have the Ten of Cups. Love it. Fortune after difficulty. You also have 2 10s right here. 10s really represent completion energy or bringing something to a close. The Ten of Cups, could be love, but, the Ten of Cups is about focusing on happiness or you making sure that you're focusing on joy and bringing more joy and playfulness into your life. I feel like you will find that if if you're taking certain things too seriously, that whatever you're taking too seriously is going to slow way down. I think that if you look at something, whatever it is, it could be a business, your health, it could be something you're working on, it could be your love life, it could be anything. But I think the more kind of like open and playful and joyful you are, the better things will go. With the Fool, you have the Two of Cups. I mean, okay, like, sure. Anytime I say that this is not a love reading, it turns into a love reading. So if you want love, there's clearly love here. The Fool could say it's time for you to take a risk or a leap of faith on a new connection. So there definitely could be a connection coming in for you. Could be another earth sign or a fire sign, like an Aries. You have the Emperor twice. Could be any sign, general reading, but, that's what stands out to me so far. And the Two of Cups would be communication as well. Normally, the Staff of Hermes is right in the middle of the two people, and the Staff of Hermes is Mercury. So, it just pretty much represents maybe starting with communication or, starting to get to know a person. Maybe it moves a little bit slow. But again, Mercury retrograde, great time to take your time on a connection. Also, for the rest of you, and all of you, I would say, that Two of Cups is you and your higher self. And then we have the higher self angel on the Judgment card. So I do feel like, outside of everything else, your higher self is trying to communicate with you. And this could be through like dreams, sign symbols, synchronicities, daydreams, whatever. So I would pay attention. I didn't even see this. You have this Groom card. It says husband, marriage on it. You have this cat. It says jealousy and gossip on it. So again, you could be meeting a person that people are jealous of course. Doesn't have to be a husband either. I'm reading for a million of you. So it could be whatever you want. But, again, there definitely could be a connection. I feel like the jealousy is just like people are jealous of the connection. So, of course, I would just totally ignore it. I always say, we have a Mars retrograde at the end of the year. And I think Mars retrograde years are definitely years where you should be ignoring jealousy, gossip in the first place. So I would just totally ignore it. But you have the Seven of Cups, Temperance card, and the Page of Pentacles. The Seven of Cups is about being spoiled for choice and having a lot of options. And, just like I always say to Leo, I think everything you want is on the other side of something you've never done before, Taurus. So I feel for a lot of you, this is about kind of like stepping out into the unknown, exploring the unknown, exploring options that you've never explored before. It's like, I think that up until this point, you've done everything that you have always done. If that makes sense, probably not, because I don't even know what I just said. But whatever I just said, I feel like you like new experiences is really what this is saying. I always say Seven of Cups is my card that says variety is the spice of life. So I feel you need more variety. And again, especially if there's something where you feel like you're wasting your time or things are slow, then I feel you need to start exploring new ideas. You have the Temperance card. Temperance is about reworking things. Sometimes I look at the Temperance card as almost like you are trying to create a statue. And when you think about it, if you were creating a statue, if you were chiseling it out of marble, right, you're kind of like working the marble with your chisel, and it's like you're perfecting it over time. And so Temperance is the card of alchemy, turning one thing into another, turning a raw slab of marble into a statue. And so maybe that's a bad example, but what I would say here is like I feel like you have been doing that. It's almost like you've been kind of chipping away at something for a very long period of time. And I feel like the Temperance card is saying that you're still kind of reworking something. You are still, perfecting something, or you're still, putting the polish onto something. And that's really all I get on the Temperance card. You have the Page of Pentacles. Definitely could be communication from a new person. Page of Pentacles is also the card of studiousness, so I think that learning could be a really good idea for you, or just learning new things from new people could be a good idea as well. But let's see. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is about being spontaneous, flexible. Knight of Wands about exploration, going on the adventure. Everything we've already said, so I'm not going to repeat myself. But, I feel like this is saying to have the change, go on the adventure. With the Temperance card, you have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is great expansion, growth, and kind of like expanding yourself out into the universe. So I like that. I also do feel with the 2 6s that your ships are coming in. So, this could be you receiving or just being open to receiving rewards for all the work that you've been doing on whatever it is that you work on. I also feel, again, that you have all these cards that say you are kind of standing out. The Strength card, Six of Wands, and even the Empress as well. And so I feel that it could be a great time for you to get attention, especially if you're looking for love. Get out of the house, get out into public. If you are looking for anything else, I would try to get as much attention as you can. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Magician. Again, if you want love, I feel like you could have attracted a person. The Magician is about manifestation and creation, and the manifestation, also what I would say is that the Magician is about what you focus on. Normally he has some flowers in front of him here, and it kind of says that he focuses on love, joy, happiness to get what he wants. And we have the Ten of Cups right here, so it's literally saying that focusing on the highest vibration is going to be very successful. I almost just said hocusing. So again, maybe this is a little bit of hocus pocus here. You need to make sure that you're focusing on the right stuff. Next, you have this chameleon. It says act as if. I feel like you always get this card with me. And you also have this dragonfly, which I feel like you had last time as well. It says truth transcends illusion. So again, the act as if card says you need to be in the energy of what you want, and you will have it. And the dragonfly kind of represents needing to get down to the facts, needing to see through the illusion, and needing to look at, kind of needing to crunch the numbers. So if you're putting your energy into like a project or a business, I feel you need to like crunch the numbers and see if it's working or not for real. And same thing with everything else in your life. It's showing up in the good stuff. So, and it is Mercury retrograde. So I think it's a great time to kind of like crunch the numbers, go back over things, revisit things, really re-examine things, see if things are working. You have the Death card. The Death card can definitely represent a transformation. I feel in your reading that it's just saying that you're stepping into a period of the sun right here, and we are in Leo season, so there you go. But the sun is coming up between the two pillars here, and it's like the sun is rising. The sun is coming up. So yeah, I really like the Death card. You have the Page of Swords. I believe that we're in a time of curiosity, and the Page of Swords is the card of curiosity. It basically says if you are curious about something, learn about it. If something captures your attention, or if you become interested in a new subject, you have this Path to Knowledge card, and it literally just says learn about whatever it is that you are curious about, because who knows what it could lead to, probably something better. You have the Emperor. So again, some of you could be attracting an Emperor and Empress. You do have the Emperor twice, which would really represent taking action on something that you are creating. The Emperor is also, there's a little bit of like sit and wait energy with the Emperor. Even though he's an action taker, he has this cloak on, and he has his armor on underneath his cloak. And so it kind of represents the fact that he is ready to go at a moment's notice, but he isn't necessarily taking action like this second. He isn't going out to battle right now. And, it's kind of popping into my head that way, that for some of you, that you're kind of like waiting for the moment to strike or something. Something like that is popping into my head. He also has this Ankh right here, and the Ankh represents rebirth, and we see a lot of cards that would represent rebirth showing up in this reading. And so I feel for some of you, again, maybe this is saying that once you go through the change or the transformation, that's when you will be taking action on your next stage or your next journey or whatever you're going to be doing here. So let's see. With the Death card, you have the Queen of Pentacles here. You have the Page of Pentacles as well. Queen of Pentacles is about resourcefulness, and it's about tapping into your resources. And, I always say, everybody gets the Queen of Pentacles now. I really feel we're in a time of resourcefulness where it's like if you can do something without spending money, or if you can bootstrap your next project, that's exactly what I would do with the Queen of Pentacles, is kind of like bootstrap it, put it together. With the Page of Swords, you have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is about putting up boundaries, but again, the Nine of Wands is coming up in the good stuff, and Nine of Wands is my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. It's a card of experimentation, trying new things. So again, if you're curious about things, I would just try everything and see what sticks, With the Emperor, you have the High Priestess. Yeah, very intuitive time. I think that, with the Emperor and the High Priestess, this is saying take action on your intuition. I feel that your intuition, you could be getting intuitive hits or intuitive messages. Like I said earlier, it could be from your dreams, your daydreams, whatever. You have this Dolphin card that says financial gain usually coming from something you did in the past. Mercury retrograde. like I said, to me, Mercury retrograde isn't always bad, and I don't think it's bad in the first place. But again, Mercury retrograde can definitely bring back like financial rewards from something that you've already put energy into, or something that you've already been working on. You could also be reinventing something, or kind of reimagining something with that Seven of Cups that you've already been working on, and by doing that, you're going to make it like 10 times more successful. I would really focus on this energy. I kind of feel this is like a dominant energy. It's really standing out to me that you need to like reimagine something. Seven of Cups, Judgment card, it's like you're going on to the next stage of something. So I don't think and also the Temperance card, again, you're chiseling away at that, at a statue, basically. And I feel this whole thing is saying, you're very, very close to having like a financial breakthrough on some, especially for those of you that work on projects. You have this career card, so again, could be a lot of positive changes in your career. You have this teapot. It says deep friendship with someone of the same sex. Yeah, I feel like friends. I think we said there was a card over here that said something about getting help from people, or people in your life kind of helping you out. And so I think that there are people who can really help assist you or guide you. You can't make this up. You have this casket card. It says someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. I would change this to say a reinvention of a situation. Again, I don't think I don't think you're necessarily ending something. Again, I think the better word would be that you are perfecting something. And, it could be a death in a way, because it's like you're reinventing something, you're changing it. So just, going through a transformation. But I definitely feel that's what that's saying. You have this heart. It says love, deep affection, and caring. So again, for those of you that want love, looks very good. But I really like this reading for you, Taurus. I love that dolphin card. I feel like that's going to be really good for you. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.